The Against All Odds podcast, sponsored by Oak Forest Recovery. Welcome to the Against All Odds podcast. I'm RJ, here with your co-host Rachel.
Hello.
And today we've got Damien Styles.
Woo!
What's happening?
Artist and recording artist.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Rad, man. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, appreciate y'all having me.
I'm so glad you're here. So I met Damien at Ave's show. He opened up for Ave.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw a picture of all you guys.
And you almost made me cry.
For real.
Yeah, because you talk a lot about mental health. Like he just goes on these tangents talking about God. I'm in the audience thinking I'm just there for a good time and I'm crying.
Yeah,
and it's just like
I'm bringing therapy to the function.
Yeah. He just
For
talks
sure.
a lot of stuff that really hits people's souls.
Yeah, I got preach tatted on my throat, so like I feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's a very unique position that I've been put in to be able to, because of my background, the type of music I make and the type of person that I am, my fan base tends to be like outcasts and people that are really like gone through some shit, still going through some shit. And so it's like I'm able to go into these places with a lot of darkness and just speak positivity into people that normally maybe would think that shit's corny, but I look like them, I talk like them, so they can like relate to that shit. And that's been super cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Rad.
Well, I'm really glad you're here, and I'm really excited to hear like your whole story.
Word.
So
I'm
I've
stoked
already
to be
explained to
here.
him kind of how we go here. So let's start from the beginning. Where does Damien come from? Little baby Damien.
Yeah. I'm from Wichita, Kansas. Born and raised pretty much. I left when I was 17, came out here trying to make this music shit happen. I dropped out of school and fucking was homeless, living out the bed of a Ford F-150 with my brother. So yeah, I mean, I've pretty much been on the road since then, but up until then, Wichita.
Yeah. And so your dad, you told me last night, your dad was a rapper.
Yeah. He still does his
wow.
thing. He still makes music, all that. So yeah, I was
Got
pretty
it.
much like from the time I was like 4, I knew what I wanted to do. I was like, that looks cool. And I remember the moment. It was actually, I saw the Eminem music video for Like Toy Soldiers, and I was like, yep, I'm gonna be that. That's what I want to do.
Dude, that's I think Mod said something super similar.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he watched something in particular. I don't remember what it was on TV.
I can't remember either. Yeah,
but
I
it was
remember
like
something.
that's so funny to see, because I feel like so many musicians have that moment where they're like, "That okay, that
Yep,
that's what
I'm
like
doing.
I'm made for. That's what I'm gonna do with my
Crazy,
life."
for sure.
So you used to do the rapping thing when you were a kid. What was it like growing up with like? Do you have brothers or sisters? What's the family
I was the
look
only
like?
child till I was like 10.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but now I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, so your dad's a rapper and you're rapping with full grown adults,
For sure.
right?
Yeah,
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I came up doing like ciphers with other rappers from the town. And so it's like 30-year-olds all spitting, and then I'm like 10 years old, step in and just start going with them and shit. So I had like a little reputation. That's actually how I got tapped in with my business partner and manager, Deontay, over there. Because it was a local battle rapper named Krim, and they started partnering up on music. And Krim told him from the beginning, like, yo, it's this kid, like, he's crazy. We got to go back for him, blah, blah, blah. So we got in touch and then just kept building.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So what I know you've talked about struggling with mental health and things like that. What did that start at a young age or?
Yeah. I was raised in a house with a lot of like domestic violence, like pretty much like all the time.
Yeah.
Got it.
And so, you know, I just remember like feeling very isolated and alone and being in my room all the time and just like feeling suffocated, like there wasn't a way out. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think anybody ever really taught me how to cope. And so I've been on like a lifelong quest trying to figure out how to cope with like everything.
What did that look like in the beginning? Like, how would you cope as a kid besides, you know, just going in your room?
I mean, really just music. Like, you know, I think that's why Eminem was so huge for me as a kid, because he was really like rapping the shit I was living. Like he was the voice for the motherfuckers in the broken home, just going through shit. And so like relating to that, and then also writing my own music and writing about it, like that was something cool. My parents always allowed me and encouraged me to like be very open and honest in my lyrics and like no filter. Obviously, like some of my shit concerned my mom, you know what I'm saying? She put me in therapy and some more shit when she read my lyrics.
Wait, can we walk through that?
Yeah, fucking, I mean, I just
How old are you at the time?
Like 9 or 10,
Okay.
somewhere around
Well,
there.
do you remember what
No,
it
I
was
don't.
about?
I don't remember. It was actually, she read my journal. She like went through my shit and read my journal, and like it was a lot of like all caps, like hate and like fucking, you know what I'm
Dark.
saying, dark shit.
Yeah.
And she was like, "All right, you need to talk to somebody." Yeah.
So what was that experience like in therapy? Do you feel like you got anything out of that?
No, because I wasn't open to it. I'm in therapy now for the first time. I've only done like 3 sessions, but I'm trying to really work through some shit. But as a kid, I think I was just I've always had a problem with authority, and like I kind of felt like it was like almost damn near like the therapist and my mom like ganging up on me to try to like push some sort of agenda. And so I'm a little punk ass kid, and I'm just like, no, fuck you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so and you're 9 at the time.
Somewhere around there.
9
yeah.
at the time. You're like, fuck therapy. I'm not doing that. Are you acting out in school and stuff too?
Oh, for sure. And that was even through everything. Like my therapist also would like talk to my mom, and so she was aware of like what my home life was like. And so like my therapist actually went to bat for me against the school board, because like I was just constantly, and I was a fuck. Like, I'm not saying I was like, you know what I'm saying, a good student by any means. I'm, you know what I'm saying? But most of I think that was like a place where I was able to like take out my aggression and like, and shit like that. And so I was very combative with the teachers, and like, you can't fucking tell me what to do. But to me, it was like standing up for injustice, because I always felt singled out. Like, if the whole class is fucking talking, they're like, Damien, be quiet. Like shit like that. Like, I'm the fucking,
You're the ringleader, basically. Yeah.
type shit, which now looking back, I can understand, like, when you have leadership ability. But they told me that as a kid, but I'm like, bro, whatever, I'm just a fucking kid, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now I kind of understand more. But yeah, school was always a rough time for me, especially growing up. I'm in Kansas, so all the kids around me are fucking cowboys and, like, you know what I'm saying, basketball shorts and all this. And I'm like, before it was cool, I'm the emo kid. Like, I got purple hair and wearing girl shirts and all this type of shit. And I'm a rapper, right? So it's like, this kid's fucking weird. So it was like, I'm getting it from the kids and from the teachers. I just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that kind of furthered my, like, I don't belong anywhere type of.
So you were dealing with like bullying and stuff?
I wouldn't say bullying, because I never really took no shit.
Yeah.
But like just feeling ostracized, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Never feeling understood. Shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now I know you've had some brushes with substances and stuff. Did that start young for you, like in high school, or was that?
I smoked weed for the first time when I was like 10. I think I drank for the first time when I was like 8.
Yeah.
But I really started like going ham the 8th grade summer going into freshman year when I'm like 14. That's when it was like,
prime age.
Yeah,
to
exactly. Start smoking from morning till night. And then it was basically like, I'm snorting mystery pills, whatever the homies could get out their cabinets. We seeing what shit does, and you know what I'm saying, just experimenting and shit like that. So
do you feel like that helped you cope with things at the time?
Well, when I found weed, like the first time I got high, I felt like something in my life, something has always been missing. And when I smoked, it was like, oh, this is what was missing. Like, now I feel okay. Now I feel whole for the first time ever. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I think I latched onto it so hard.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like self-medicating. I did a
100%.
lot of that.
Yeah,
you know, when you're young and you're angsty and you're dealing with all these emotions and you don't know how to cope. Yeah. And you feel like I felt all the things that you said. I relate heavy to that, because that's where I found substances too. And so you're smoking, you're a little pothead, you're in your pothead era, you're smoking and drinking and whatever. And then
I thought I was a thug too. I'm selling drugs. I'm like robbing people.
Okay.
And all types
Let's
of
get into
shit.
that.
Yeah.
What did that look like?
Being misled, bro. I mean, my pops was a gangster, right? Like, so I think I just kind of looked up to that, but also I was trying to achieve my own sort of like manhood, I guess. I think like
your own notoriety, like.
Yeah, exactly. Like trying to assert myself into the world, right? Like, if I can't be a part of whatever this is, then then it's fuck whatever this is and like give me what's mine, like type shit. Even though I don't know, it's corny as fuck. Like now my whole shit is like,
that's how it feels when you're young. When you're young and your frontal lobe is not developed yet. I was a thug for a lot of years, and I look back, I'm like you're this little white girl. Right. What are you doing? Yeah, for sure, you know, for sure. Listen, nobody wakes up one day and thinks, you know what'll be fun? Going to rehab. But sometimes life gets messy, and the bravest thing that you can do is admit that you need a reset.
At Oak Forest Recovery, we're not here to judge. We've been there. We know what it's like. We've been scared. We've been alone, using comedy and jokes to cover it all up. The good news is you don't have to do it alone. We have the tools, we've got the community, and we even have good coffee.
If you or someone you love is struggling, come see us. Healing doesn't have to be boring. It can even be fun, and we're here to help. But so were you hanging out with like a group of people that were doing this, or were you more on your own?
Sure. Yeah, okay. I was always hanging out with kids that were like 4 years older than me. So I'm like a freshman hanging out with the seniors and shit. Yeah. And that was like ever since I was a little kid. Like we, in my town, they used to do this thing called bike night at this church. And basically it was like all the fucking bad kids rode BMX bikes, right? And so it was like mainly the kids that were 4 years older than me. I'm like 8 at the time. And I started showing up to bike night, and I felt like I had to prove myself. I'm this little kid that fucking is a potty mouth, will cuss out the adults. He'll do whatever. He's crazy. Hey, hit this, hey, whatever. And I'm down, you know what I'm saying? So ever since then, I kind of was locked in with like the older crowd. And so I was just like a little bit ahead of all the shit that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like? You said your dad was a gangster.
Yeah.
What was that like growing up in that sort of environment? What do you mean by that?
Like he was literally in a gang. He was went to prison at 15, was tried as an adult on some like a gas station robbery or some shit. But I think that as far as I can remember, like he wasn't in a gang no more. Like he was separated from that shit and like trying to do better. But I think that he just carried a lot of street code within just his essence, because he didn't have a dad. So that's kind of where he looked for like mentorship and brotherhood and things like that, and like derived his sense of worth in a way. And so I think like I always felt very intimidated by my dad as a kid, and I think that's what led to me like doing what we were just talking about. Is it was like, you make me feel like a bitch. Right. I gotta prove to the rest of the world that I'm not a bitch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
I also think that in those situations, it's like, especially if you feel like an outcast, those kind of situations create community where you feel
100%
connected. You're like, oh, these people are doing the same shit as me. It's almost like trauma bonding,
for sure,
in a sense.
For sure, because
you know?
it's like I don't fit into none of these other groups.
Right.
Y'all have been through some shit. You like to get fucked up. Let's get fucked up.
Exactly.
Like we can at least bond over that, it's even if nothing else. Yeah. We can at least bond over that.
Yeah. Okay. So you drop out. Are you doing? Is this while you're in school, or you drop out and then this is all happening?
No. Yeah. This was while. That's actually like why I dropped out. So my mom is the one that told me to drop out of school, because I just wasn't going. And at the time, like I was caught up in some bullshit, just, you know what I'm saying, selling drugs. And there was like some behind the scenes shit going on. And they were like trying to raid me at school as if I'm like dumb enough to bring my shit to school. So the cops are fucking with me at school, all type of shit. And so I stopped going, and my mom basically sat me down one day after I didn't go to school for like 2 weeks straight. And she was just like, look, you're headed fucking nowhere. Like, but you have immense talent and drive, and you're always working on your music. She was like, you have two options. Either you're going to fucking go to school and you're going to start going and be committed to that shit, or we're going to go sign you out tomorrow and you're going to fucking move out of my house and you're going to go make this music shit happen. And I was like, well, I'm not going to school, so let's go sign out.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so where you came out here from there?
Yeah. So I was in a rap group at the time. And Santi, the dude I was in a group with, he lived in New Mexico for a while. So we first moved out to Albuquerque, and we're trying to like make some shows happen, do some shit out there. And then he had to go back to Kansas. He was dealing with some shit in his life. And so I'm basically out there just living with his pops by myself for a while. And I was like, this ain't it, but I'm too prideful to go back home also. So I hit my brother, who lived in California at the time. And he's not my biological brother. I met him through bike night, the shit I was telling you about. Okay. But it's like, it's my brother. We like raised each other, you know what I'm saying? And so I hit him like, yo, can I come live with you, basically? And he was like, unless you can see yourself living out of a tent for the next 6 months, no. And I was like, word, I'll be there tomorrow. And I booked the train ticket.
You're like, I love camping.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean living out of a tent?
Yeah, so
like, what'd that look like?
We didn't actually live out of a tent. He had a Ford F-150, and so we would stay.
Just lived in the car.
Yeah.
So he was already homeless at the time, and
Yep.
he's like, "Oh, if you want to be homeless with me,
exactly,
you can come out here."
Yeah,
and you're like, "Hell yeah, let's go."
Yeah. So we did that, and it was actually in Soda Springs, which is like a summit of a mountain near Truckee, like Lake Tahoe type area. Yeah. And so I actually loved being homeless.
It's probably beautiful out there.
We're just hiking, cliff jumping, doing sick shit every day, and then crashing the truck. Like I felt free as fuck. So honestly, that was a cool time period.
Yeah.
How long did you do that for?
It was like 6 months, and then we decided San Diego was the move to try to make music shit happen. Because I've always like was trying to avoid LA because I'm just like, I don't know, man. That feels scary. That's too too much. Let's get close. Let's go to San Diego. And we were there for a few months and like burnt our like apartment down and shit. Like,
okay, wait, hold on. Let's get into that story. I want to hear the burnt apartment
like
story.
18 now?
Around 18. So we moved to San Diego. We're living with my dad's old manager. They were like, he started music with him basically, and we're sleeping on the living room, paying $1,200 a month to stay in the living room of this dude's pad. And so fucking we're on like the second story of an apartment complex. We've been there for like 6 months at this point, and basically I'm just like getting stoned all the time, falling further into depression, but I'm making a lot of music, right? And my brother was going through some shit also. And I made this song called Self-Love. I got Self-Love tatted on my knuckles, but my brother got home from work, and I was like, yo, I got to show you this song. He's like, bet. I'm going to throw some General Tso's chicken on the stove, and I'm going to come listen to it. I'm like, bet. So our studio was set up like the kitchen's behind me, and there's a glass door leading to the balcony right here. We're listening to the song, and there's a beat switch like halfway through the song. And I'm not fucking with you. As soon as the beat switch happens, I start seeing orange flickering in the glass. I'm like, what the fuck? Turn around. The fucking grease for the chicken caught on fire in there. And so I blacked out. Like usually I'm like very proactive in intense situations. I guess fire is my like
fire is your thing.
Yeah, bro. Dink, blacked out, gone. He ended up putting the whole shit out with his hands, but we had to like fucking redo the ceiling, get new appliances and do all type of shit. And then we spent our last dollars doing that. And then we're like, well, we can't pay rent for the next month, so we got to just dip. And then, it's been a crazy process.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are you doing shows and stuff at this point? Or are you
a
just
lot of
making...
open mics?
Okay.
Yeah.
So just showing up, trying to build your name.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually, our next move after that was to, we did a whole open mic tour. Well, there was like, we moved to Marysville for a while and stayed with his sister, and we're just like trimming weed for money and shit like that. And
I was going to ask, what were you doing for money?
Perfect job for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, trimming packs and shit. And fucking, we save up enough to get a busted ass RV, and like, we're just going to go do an open mic tour. So we went to openmic.com, and you can map out open mics in every state. And we just routed a tour and fucking went and did a fuck ton of open mics. And we ended up like, I gave guys, I ended up with like $15 left to my name in Nashville. And I got scammed by a homeless guy and fucking gave him my last dollars and shit. It was insane.
Wait, how did you get scammed by a homeless guy?
Dude, the first day we're there, he comes up to me and he's like, man, my son just got shot, bro. He's like, he's 15 minutes or 30 minutes up the road. I just need enough for a bus ticket. The bus ticket's $15. I was like, dude, I have exactly $15. Like, go help your son. I give him the money. We're in Nashville for like 2 more weeks. I'm walking to McDonald's. He walks up to me, man, my son just got shot, bro.
Dude.
I'm like, man, everything in me wanted to like tell him off, but I was just like, man, I don't got it, bro. I just kept it pushing. I'm like,
damn.
Man. But that shit was crazy. I ended up finding somebody out there and getting CDs pressed up because I was like, we need enough money to get gas to get home. So I got some CDs pressed up and just walked around downtown Nashville,
selling CDs,
passing out CDs, made it work.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And then what? Then what happens after that?
What the fuck did happen after that? Pretty quickly after that, me and Pac-Man signed our first. We signed a management deal. He moved me out here to Glendale. We were trying to make some shit happen. And like amidst our shit, pandemic happens.
Oh yeah.
And so I was out here when that shit happened. That shit was crazy. I'm assuming you were out here when that happened. Bro, like people are wearing masks to like garden in their yard and shit. For sure, we didn't know if it was California airborne. Was wild. It was insane, bro.
I've seen first. I've got to meet clients that have come, you know, through finding a forest through my platform, and I think that's been one of the most special things. And then seeing them, I've seen people come in the beginning, and then I've seen them, you know, at bonfire or after, and seen like the light come back in their eyes and what a great experience they're having, and this new, you know, community that they have now that could last for the rest of their lives and has set them up like for a successful recovery. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things.
And so then it was basically like no one knew how long this was going to last, what finances were going to look like. He basically was like, yo, I can't keep doing this because I don't know what my situation is going to look like. He was like funding me and everything. And so I end up back in Tahoe living out the RV again with my wife now. She came with me. I met her.
Yeah, let's go through the story of the
wife.
So
I met her right before the open mic tour. And you know, we were talking all that, and then basically she moved with me to Glendale when we signed the management apartment, and we're both sleeping on a mattress in the living room with a homie's crib. That's like a reoccurring theme in my life. So yeah, we were doing that, and then she moves up there with me. We're living out the RV. The water don't work. We're showering out of a water hose every day. Like she really thugged it out with me this whole time and shit. So
that's a keeper.
Yep, for sure.
That's a keeper.
I love that girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so. Oh, go
I was gonna say, where do you go from here? You're living in the RV.
Yeah,
and then
so basically,
pandemic.
Yeah, me and her are like toxic at this point, like just fighting all the time. You know what I'm saying? We love each other, we hate each other. It's all this shit. And so I'm like, all right, I gotta make a switch. I'm fucking moving back to Wichita. She stays on the mountain for a while. I go back to Kansas. I have no money. I'm like, all right, I gotta start running this shit up. So I get with my homie and just start flipping packs, and I'm running it up like that, and get enough for a crib. Basically, me and her are working it out. I move her out there, and I'm like, okay, I gotta make this music shit happen because I know where this leads if I'm just selling weed, you know what I'm saying, in Kansas of all places. I know where this leads. So I gotta make this music shit happen. So me and my videographer Peyton, we start grinding shit out. And putting videos out. I'm releasing music, all this shit. And I have a song called American Paranoid Freak that it's my biggest song to this day. And I made it after we had a scare, right? Because the dude I was trapping with at the time, I would like anytime I would hit him, I would get an immediate text back, like immediately. And I hit him about some shit, and he takes like 2 hours to respond to me. Already, I'm like, oh, fuck. Like,
something's weird.
Yeah, did they get him type shit? And then he messages me back, what's up? With a question mark.
Oh, no.
What's up?
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't say what up? Like, what's up? No, now I'm like, they got his phone.
Proper,
it's fucked.
they got the apostrophe on the S.
Yeah, it's fucked. It was the apostrophe. It was so proper. I'm like, oh, it's fucked, bro. So I pack up all my shit. I'm like, I got to get out of here, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, he just fell asleep. Like it was no big deal at all. And so I'm like, damn. And so I make this song about that experience basically. And I say in the song, don't want to be an American paranoid freak, trapping hard and trying to duck police. And it's like just talking about like, I don't want this to be my life. Right. And it was like God answered that prayer because that's the first song that blew up for me and started working. And I didn't even fully realize what was happening. Me and Pac-Man, we weren't like working together at the time. He released me from the management deal, and he was watching what I was doing though, and he started seeing the analytics like, oh, he got one finally, like he got one that's gonna work. And so he basically takes me out to dinner and is like, yo, bruh, like, I believe in you. I see what you're doing. You don't got to sell weed no more. I'm basically going to cover your expenses, and we're going to get this shit out the mud together. And so we started doing that. And within like 7 months, of us working together, I signed a joint venture deal with 10K Projects, move out to LA. We was getting it going. So.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So wait, are you blowing up on TikTok at this point?
Yes, TikTok. Okay.
Was TikTok like your first, did you get on there during the like quarantine or whatever?
No, I was late. Everyone was they were trying to get me on TikTok. I'm like, that shit's corny. Fuck TikTok.
That's what I said too.
Yeah, fuck TikTok.
I was like, punch me in my shit if you ever see me making a TikTok.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not a TikToker. I'm an artist, right? And but within like 2 weeks of being on TikTok, I'm like, oh, TikTok's awesome.
Yeah.
People are hearing my music.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. And so TikTok started going crazy.
That's how you kind of got discovered.
Yeah, exactly.
Is like through TikTok.
And it was that song. And it was literally just, I put my phone up, I'm singing the song, there's like a hard beat drop to it, and it just started, people were fucking with it.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that's crazy.
Okay, so you got your little deal and whatever. You're out here now.
What year is that? When did that go off?
It's 2021 when we got signed, right? Yep.
Okay,
2021. Then you come out here.
Yep.
Dope.
Yeah, signed a joint venture deal, which is like unheard of for people as small as me. Like that's you, because basically what that means is that I have my own record label, Dropout Club, which also that's like my movement. That's what I call my fan base. And essentially what Dropout Club means is we're dropping out of whatever the fuck is holding us back in life, and we're becoming the greatest version of ourselves. And that's like my whole movement. That's what I'm preaching. And like for me, it was school, but you could drop out of whatever, toxic friendships, addictions, whatever you got to drop out of to become your greatest version, right? But basically my record label is Dropout Club, and I got basically an upstream, what's that shit called? It's a joint venture. Yeah, I mean it is. Okay, yeah, so a joint venture. So basically, yeah, exactly. So my label then became under the umbrella of a bigger label.
Got it.
Okay.
Right? So it's like kind of still independent, not really, but kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Got it.
And that was just a big deal for us. And so we were able to secure that and move out here. And then I wasn't really happy with the whole label situation. I don't like how slow that you have to move. Like when I make a song, I'm excited about it. I need to put it out. We got to go now, because I've made a fuck ton of music by the time you're ready to put this out. I don't even like it anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like pressure to mold into a more commercial thing. And then and so I try, and then my fans aren't connecting with it as much because they want the raw shit. Right. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, it was just a whole thing. I kind of lost myself in it all. You know what I'm saying? I lost myself in like the social media too.
Yeah.
It was my first time going viral as fuck, and people loved it, but then I'm viral and people hate me, telling me kill myself, and it just like started fucking with my head. I got real addicted to my phone. Like it was just like, okay, I don't like who I'm becoming. I don't like what life is starting to look like for me. And so I wake up one day, I'm like, yo, tell Bernie, tell our lawyer, get me the fuck out. And so we get out of this deal, we get our masters back, also unheard of. Own that shit again, boy. And so then we've been independent ever since then, just fucking.
And you like it better?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good looks.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
And so what does life look like after you go independent?
So like, dude, the record label shit, it sent me into like a 2-year depression, because what it felt like for me, this is what I've dreamed about since I was 4 years old, right? It felt like I got everything I ever wanted, and it was all bullshit.
Yeah, it wasn't what you thought it was.
It was all bullshit.
Right.
And so now it's like, what the fuck do I do with myself? And it was also like, you know, my whole life, everybody told me like, you're not going to do it. Like, it's not going to work, right? And so, but my whole attitude was, fuck you, watch this. Fuck you, watch this. Fuck you, watch this. And then when I get to that level and I get in those rooms, and then they almost treat me like they don't get it. Like, and so I'm like, then all those voices throughout my entire life that I put up this wall, the wall has a crack in it now. Those voices are coming through. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not built for this. Maybe my shit isn't good. And I'm doubting myself for the first time. And it's like all this shit that I've never experienced. And I really, in that 2-year period, had to sit down and figure out, what do I want out of life? Who do I want to be? What's important to me? Why am I even making music? Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And just really getting closer to God in that time period, and just rebuilding my sense of what life is going to look like now. Because it's not going to be what I thought it was from the time I was 4.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, because I know you talk about a lot about your relationship with God. Was that always your whole life, or like
no?
What does your God journey look like?
Yeah, I was raised as a Christian, but no one ever really like explained to me what that meant, you know? Like, it's just, this is what it is. This is what you're supposed to believe. type shit. And I had like a bad taste in my mouth with Christianity, right? Because you're telling me to love, you're telling me to, but you're the most judgmental person I've ever met. So it's like I see a lot of hypocrisy. I see and then the main thing that turned me away from God when I was like 8 years old, I was living with my grandma at the time, and my great grandma was dying of cancer slowly in the room above me. So every night I'm praying to God, like, let her beat this, let her stay alive. She doesn't, obviously, right? She dies. And so at that point I'm like, fuck God, like he ain't real, like, you know what I'm saying? And so from that point I was like, I'm not with the Christianity shit. I thought I was an atheist, but I was never an atheist, because I'm like, I know there's something, right? So then I start looking into like New Age philosophy and the crystals and like Buddhism and all these things. And I got like really deep because I was searching for meaning. I was searching for answers, you know? And
what caused you to choose to become a part of the Oak Forest team?
The first time you came out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is my family. These are my best friends now. And I immediately felt very drawn to the Oak Forest community. I think it's really beautiful, from just the bonfire meeting and people not even necessarily needing to go through Oak Forest to go to that. And then also knowing that they have this safe community, or if someone needs help, they can go through this program that has changed so many lives. I love that it's like a family and tribe, like you call it. From seeing how many people have gone through there and then decide to work at Oak Forest and help others and want to stay in that community because they love it so much, I think that's truly something that's I haven't seen anywhere else.
you know, I thought all that shit was cool, and it like really attracted, I was really attracted to like all the occult things and stuff like that, but it never quite answered any questions for me. And I also don't think that it made me a better person, because a lot of the teachings in some of that space is like, you are your own God.
Yeah.
And
which can be dangerous.
100% for sure. Because if I'm God, right? And so it was actually when when the pandemic hit, my wife started reading her Bible every day, and she got really close with God. And eventually she was like, yo, look, I love you, but I'm going to be with a godly man. You either are going to become that, or this isn't going to work. And I was like, wow. I was like, that's fucking insane. Like, you know what I'm saying? What do you mean? And she's like, I don't expect any sort of overnight change. I don't expect anything. I just need you to try. She's like, just start by just reading your Bible. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I start reading it essentially for her, because I love her. I don't want to lose her, right? But as I start, you know, reading and understanding and implementing the things that I'm learning, I start becoming a better person. I start getting closer to who I always wanted to be. And so I'm like, man, there's truth to this, right? And also like getting my own understanding of Jesus, I realized that that's not the version of Jesus that was pushed on me. Is like his whole teaching in the New Testament, Jesus was coming against the religious leaders at the time. He was coming against the Pharisees, saying, y'all are hypocrites. You talk in Jesus's name, but then you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I was like, damn, so all these people that I had a problem with, Jesus also would have had a problem with. And so that kind of, you know what I'm saying, getting my own understanding and gaining my own relationship with Jesus really helped me to heal a lot of things within myself, and it gave me a role model for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
That's
you just,
man.
You grew that connection, and now you and Jesus are like
I'm
this,
like a radical Christian.
Yeah.
At this point.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a big jump from like not really knowing what to believe in, or even thinking you're atheist, to going that way. But you feel like it's benefited your life, and
it's benefited my life. But even that's not the reason why I'm a Christian. It's because it puts me in a posture that I think is beneficial to the world, because the whole thing, Jesus said, I didn't come to be served, but to serve. And so that's our example, is to be of service. And so it's helped shift my mindset, right? Like a small example of this is like with performing, I would have like panic attacks before going on stage, throwing up everything. And I still get anxious before a show, like 100%. But it's way less now, because what I was worried about is, what if they don't like me?
Yeah, self-image.
100%. Yeah. What if they don't think I'm cool? What if whatever, right? But I shifted my mindset to, fuck all that. What can I give them? If I go out there and I do my best to give them truth, to give them encouragement, then whether they like it or not, I did all I could do. I did my job. And so from that point, you know what I'm saying? So that's a small example of the way that it's changed my heart posture. And so I just think that like my whole thing is we have limited time on this earth, right? I want to do as much good as I can. And this blueprint, I think, allows me to get as close as I can to reaching my potential.
Hell yeah.
Word.
Hell yeah.
It's dope, man. That's a really good story.
Word.
Wow.
Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, it's
And so like online, you preach about this a lot?
Yeah, mainly I mean I do for sure, and that's controversial for some reason. But at the shows too.
Yeah, it shouldn't be controversial.
100%. Because it's like yeah.
But it is.
We don't have to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For sure. like okay, now fuck it. We'll get into it. Right?
Get into it.
I
man.
made a post about when Charlie Kirk got shot.
Yeah.
And I was like, to cheer that on is fucking disgusting. Like to cheer on somebody being killed for speaking their opinions. You don't have to agree.
Right.
You don't have to agree. But to cheer on, yeah, he's dead, because he spoke his opinions, I was like, that's fucking disgusting. And that's what I said. Hella fans like, oh, I'm unfollowing you, like blah, 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 right? And it's like, okay, well, that's cool because you're fucking insane. Like if you're mad at me because I said someone didn't deserve to die for speaking.
Right.
Yeah.
For
Well,
sure.
that's what humanity is not really humanitying.
It's
or maybe it is
for
humanity. Sure. I don't know.
Ooh, that's
listen,
a good. Yeah, like
maybe
which one
it is.
It, right?
Which one is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I will tell you that the world needs a lot more love.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I'll tell you
100%.
on every single fucking level. Left, right, fucking the whole fucking bird, whatever.
100%. And that's what I'm saying is like I would have said that no matter what that person was saying, because I'm just an advocate of free speech. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't have to agree with you.
Right.
I don't have to agree with you, but you have the right to say that. This is fucking America.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit. So you're independent. What was the first like tour you went on?
It was AVE, yeah.
It was AVE.
Tour, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I'm honored. It's an honor and privilege for me.
Yeah,
I saw you at your first
Shout
tour.
out that
I'm gonna
boy
say that
Honest
when
Abe,
you're all
man.
I'm
for
like,
sure.
yeah, I knew him. I knew him since way back.
Yeah.
Actually, we
Since
go
the first
way
tour.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was such a special. Like, I don't know if you guys do the same set every single time. I don't really know how that shit works.
I did,
right? It
yeah.
felt like a very special set. I was like, oh yeah, this is so cool. But like you speaking on those things, I think. Like you said, like giving people that, I don't think you realize how many people really need that shit.
Word.
Like how many people you can affect just by continuing to do that. It's a really beautiful thing.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
No, for sure. That's low key my favorite part of this whole shit. Is performing and being able to hear people like, hey, something you said tonight meant a lot to me. Okay, cool. That's it then. That's all. That's it.
Do you get a lot of messages and stuff of people because you've like opened this space for people and you tell them that you relate to what they go through and stuff like that? Do you get some like really heavy messages and shit?
Yeah, it's like constant, right? And like my whole thing when I first was like popping off, my whole thing was like, if you have no one there for you, I'll be that. And so it was like, I'm like being 100 people's therapist. Like it's small at the time, so I can do that, right? And it's like, and it's still small, but you know, it's gotten a little more. I can't respond to every message and read every fucking heavy and solve all your problems, right? As much as I wish that I could, but I think that like my fans know that about me, and they know that I genuinely care. Like I genuinely care. You know what I'm saying? And so like at the shows and shit like that, in the DMs, everything, it's definitely like gratitude on both ends, right? Because it's like the same way that they feel grateful that I have helped them through something by relating or speaking something that they couldn't speak. I'm super grateful that they've given me the opportunity. I'm super grateful that they're coming to the show, that, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, it's mad love. Like that's what Dropout Club is all about. It's just mad love.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So what do you feel like? Do you feel like you still struggle with anything these days?
Yeah, I don't necessarily anger. You know, I gotta like get a grip on that. Yeah, for sure. I think that's like my main one.
What does that look like in your life?
Like, where does it come up?
Yeah,
it mainly honestly comes up within my marriage. You know, like I don't know. I have a lot of like sore spots and that's why I'm into therapy, right? Is because like dude, I come from like fighting, bro, like for real, like
violence,
throwing knives at each other type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like my pop's calling me on the phone talking about like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, like I'm coming to shoot up, you know what I'm saying, type shit. And so like that's how we do this, right? That's how we fight. That's all I know, type shit. And so when me and her first got together, you know, it was very much like name calling and just trying to throw punches and like all this shit, right? Not actual punches. But and so I don't do none of that anymore, you know what I'm saying? And but it's still like I like when I get mad, like I get hot, like my whole body gets hot, like I damn near feel like I could have a stroke type shit, like it like physically, you know what I'm saying, like
takes over.
Yes. And so it's like, even though I'm able to control my tongue most of the time, I'm still raising my voice because I there's that gauge. I can be condescending, shit like that. And it's just like, I want to.
In your experience with treatment, how special is Oak Forest?
Oak Forest is very special. I've had my fair share of treatment experiences. I've even worked in treatment myself. And Oak Forest is like something I've never really experienced before. And I think that it's almost something that like cannot be replicated anywhere else, at least from what I've seen, right? And so it's just like this community and the love and the support that goes from the beginning of the process, and not even just with the clients, with the families, with everything else. Like everything that I have seen goes above and beyond. And like beyond, even as like all of these people are being employed long after they have completed treatment, right? And I think that right there says everything.
Really what I want to do is I want to solve the reason why I'm getting so physiologically having that response to anger. Right. Like I want to find a healthier way to be angry, if that makes sense.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, or be more in control of how your emotions manifest.
Exactly. Yeah. That part.
Usually there's something underneath anger. Yeah. It's usually, I know for me, I was a very angry, rageful, fighting ass bitch for a really long time. And now it's so crazy because I'm like such a lover girl, and I'm like the opposite, right? I would never, but
I would never.
I had to do a lot of inner work on myself, I know. And like underneath my anger was usually some kind of fear or some kind of sadness. And like the anger was like the only way that I knew how to manifest it, because I didn't know how to fucking do. I didn't know how to really be vulnerable. I didn't know how to really talk a certain way. Like I had to go through and like learn all of these things. And now I still get angry sometimes and stuff, but now I've learned to pause. Like pausing is hard, and it's hard when that I get that same, my whole body gets hot, my chest starts feeling like, and pausing when I'm in that moment and like taking a fucking step away from whatever it is and breathing and praying or like something like that has helped me tremendously. That's awesome. Yeah. So I hope you figure out whatever's underneath that, because we're like just onions out here, you know, there's all these layers, and trying to figure out where things come from and how to fix it and what to do is like a big part of being a human. It's just crazy.
I think that like because I think I've unpacked a lot of it and gone through a lot of it, but anger has been throughout my life. It's been like my defense mechanism for everything. So I think there's just like a lot to unpack that maybe I haven't even like found yet, because it's like my response to everything was fuck you. You know,
there's like, probably some sensitive.
100%. Dude, I'm such a sensitive person.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Like stuff by nature, you know. And I feel like for men, a lot of the time, it's hard for y'all to access that, which is very unfortunate. It's okay to be sensy, boys. It's okay. It's okay.
For sure.
But also probably just growing up that way.
Yeah.
You know, with that much violence and like that much aggression.
For sure.
You know, it's probably like just a lot of underlying trauma that when things get brought up, it's just your automatic.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's the way, it's my mode of operating, which I would like to change. Yeah. So we working on it. And I've gotten better. So
and that's all that matters is you're like, you know,
how old
growing.
are you now?
24.
It's great, man.
You have so much life ahead of you, and so many big things on the horizon coming up.
Yeah, it's cool.
He's supposed to go to Canada with Ave on tour.
Yeah. Wow. Yep, we got the
international Canadian tour.
First time leaving the country for the tour, boy. Yeah, so I'm doing the No Passport tour with him, and then 3 days after we get home, I'm doing another full U.S. tour with the homie Public Works. So I'm excited about that. Yeah,
wow. Dude, that's so cool. Okay, so if your life could in 5 years' time, what if your life could look any type of way, what would it look like?
Okay. I think I own a home. First off.
Okay. Period. Homeowner in this world. That's
it's amazing.
Huge.
For sure.
Already.
That's a big goal of mine. I want to live in the mountains because that's just like my safe place, bro. That's where like I have healthy ways of having fun, which is hard to find in other places for me. I think I've figured out how to stick to a routine because holy fuck. I can't do it.
It's
bro.
hard.
I can't do it, but I want to be that type of person really bad. So I would say within 5 years, like I've become way more disciplined as an individual. That's super important to me. I think probably got at least one little kid running around, know what I'm saying? And I think we just touring, we putting out music that matters. And I think that's it. Just being honest, being even more unapologetically myself and helping other people to do the same thing.
Hell yeah.
Yep. And I will have fully kicked this whole porn habit.
Okay, let's get into that.
Yeah,
let's get into that. So is there an issue there or?
Yeah, man. Like I started watching porn every single day since I was like 10 years old. And I never really saw that as like a problem, right? Like I feel like in most of the world, like that's normal.
It's so
right?
normalized.
Like boys are boys,
yeah.
and you know what I'm saying. Even girls or whatever. Like this is just what it is, right? But I've become a Christian, and I fully believe that like that's wrong. Like I feel like it's affecting my worldview of how I see women. I don't want to objectify women at all. Like I don't want to be that type of person. I've stopped listening to rap music that objectifies women. Like I don't want to support that, at all. So it's that. I also think that like, I'm married, and the Bible teaches if you even look at a woman lustfully, you're committing adultery. So I don't want to fucking cheat on my wife. I don't want to be that type of person, and I would never physically cheat. And so that was like a justification for me for a long time, but it's not. It's still the same thing spiritually. And so, yeah, I think I've only realized within like the last year that it's an addiction because no matter how bad I genuinely fucking don't want to.
Yeah.
I always inevitably end up doing it.
It's like
and
that powerlessness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it feels, and I haven't fully gotten over that yet, like, I used to watch it like every day, and now like, it probably averages out to like every 2 to 3 weeks, but man, I want it to be 0.
Right.
And I, dude, like this probably sounds really dumb. I don't know anything about
dude,
like,
this is a huge thing.
Yeah. Like I don't know
massive.
anything about like the recovery space. You guys are like way more informed on me, but like, dude, I've genuinely thought about like joining an AA group or like,
dude, they have it.
Yeah.
They
like
have
something.
It. Well, they have it specifically for that.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
I mean, I always support someone going to do some inner work and
for
like exploring stuff. And they also have so many virtual meetings online now. You can literally just, I don't know what it was called, pornography.
Yeah, there's also.
Or yeah.
Word.
But
Dude,
they
it
have
feels
stuff.
so corny, bro. To like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this has power over me. I hate that shit.
But here's the thing: is anything can have that power over you, right? Like I was addicted to drugs and alcohol. I was addicted to love. I was addicted to relationships. I've been addicted to food. I can get addicted to anything.
Yeah,
and us as humans, it's like whatever sparks that point in our brain where we get that little.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And a lot of the time, if you can't will it away, sometimes you need some extra help.
I think it also comes from like. I think the reason why this has been so hard to kick for me is because it's like so deep rooted. Like I was molested as a kid, and
oh my God,
and also like my dad, like I said, he was a musician, right? And he had me when he was 20, and so he didn't take a lot of opportunities with his music that he could have because he wanted to be there for his family. And I think that ultimately ended up making him a bit resentful. And so in his eyes, it's like women ruined my life, and so he kind of like instilled to me as a kid, like, oh, I see you have this passion, you want to be a musician, don't fuck with girls then. Like, that's gonna fuck it all up for you. You know what I'm saying? And so literally, like, I didn't, bro. Like, the mixture of those two things, my wife is the first person I've ever had sex with, only person I've ever had sex with, because I was just like, and so basically, but obviously, you know, I had the opportunities and I had urges and I had everything, right? So it was like, porn was like a safe alternative to that for me. And so I think like it's just like this whole whirlwind that's made it more difficult to break free from so far.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, I would recommend looking into some meetings, like, you know what I mean? Especially online. I mean, like the whole thing about us being drug addicts, talking to another person that's going through the exact same thing and can't stop, like that identification is huge.
Yeah. That connection with other people that are going through the exact thing that you're going
through.
Feels
like that's what I need.
There's so much power in that. And then people that
and
have
like just
gone
an accountability
through it,
part. Yeah, exactly. Someone that's
people that have
overcome
it, and then you say, hey, what do I do? Right. And they say, here's what I did. And you can do it too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tight.
What was the process like of like y'all getting sober? Like how the fuck did you? Because how sober are you? Like how long has it been?
I'm 7 years.
Wow.
He's
almost
9. Man,
almost
congratulations,
9.
both of y'all.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Listen, nobody wakes up one day and thinks, you know what'll be fun? Going to rehab. But sometimes life gets messy, and the bravest thing that you can do is admit that you need a reset.
At Oak Forest Recovery, we're not here to judge. We've been there. We know what it's like. We've been scared. We've been alone, using comedy and jokes to cover it all up. The good news is you don't have to do it alone. We have the tools, we've got the community, and we even have good coffee.
If you or someone you love is struggling, come see us. Healing doesn't have to be boring. It can even be fun, and we're here to help.
Yeah. I mean, it took me over 10 years to actually get sober though. And like, you have to be willing. It sounds like you're really willing with what you're going through. I wasn't willing. I wasn't fully willing to surrender for a really long time. Like half of me wanted it, but I wasn't willing to go to like any fucking lengths or do everything that I was told. I was like, oh, I'll do a little bit of this, but I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do this. I thought I could do things my own way. And I couldn't. So
I feel that.
Yeah. So sometimes we just need help, and we have to listen. We have to humble ourselves. I couldn't humble my ass. I was like, no,
direction.
I have to be able to take suggestion and direction from someone else who knows better than me. Right.
Yeah. I think in general, like that's something that I am really like wanting in my life right now is like some sort of like mentorship or like, you know, someone to like be able to look up to in some sort of way. Cause, you know, like if it's like the cliche, right? But it's so true is like, I feel like I'm helping so many people with their shit, but who's helping me with my shit?
Yeah.
You know, and that's a hard spot to be in.
And you can only do so much of that until like what's that corny saying? You can't pour from an empty cup.
That's
because it's a lot. Like I get a lot. I also get a lot of people with everything that I talking about addiction. I get some really heavy messages and stuff. And if I'm not taking care of my own shit, I don't even have the space to be, you know what I mean? Like it's like if you want to help other people, part of that is also helping yourself.
100%.
So
I believe that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's great you can talk about it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know, I've talked about it a lot in my music and shit. Like I made a song there where I talk about like, you know, getting molested as a kid, and I'm very honest throughout my music. And I think that's like, because that's something I haven't heard like a lot of dudes like admit publicly and talk about, especially in music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially in rap music. It's like, no, fuck that. We fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think, and I've had fans come up to me at the shows and stuff and just be like, man, you making that song, because it's not only about that, it's also about like growing up in a domestic violence household and how that affected me.
What's the song called?
It's called Booger Wall.
Okay.
And so the premise of it is you know, I used to literally, when I was a little kid, I had boogers all along my wall that I would wipe because I was too scared to go in the hallway and blow my nose because of what was going on out there. And so that was basically like the premise of the song. And I've had like fans come up to me and tell me like, man, that shit really hit deep, you know? And so like, and I had that song, I made it when I was 18 and I didn't release it until I was 23, you know, because it just didn't feel like the right time. And I was probably scared because this is a lot, and you know what I'm saying? And so to put that out and have it be received by people in a way that helped them, I was like, okay, it was worth it, you know? And so more and more I'm trying to just be open about everything, that like literally everything, because there's somebody out there going through the same shit, and if they just happen to stumble upon this video or this song or whatever, you know, praise God.
Yeah I agree. I think being as open and honest. I would argue to say that sometimes I'm a little too honest on social media.
I don't think there's such a thing.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There is always, whenever I think I'm like, oh shit, okay, this is crazy. This is kind of crazy and this is a lot. There is always multiple people that are like, thank you for sharing that. I thought I was the only one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that makes it all of it worth it.
Yeah,
and I think that you're
awesome.
helping a lot of people by doing that.
Likewise, too.
How do you feel like that situation, being molested as a kid, like do you think that had a huge effect on, how old were you when it happened?
I was like 4.
Oh shit. Okay.
I think it just created a lot of like confusion and like shame, just like almost feeling like, you know, because from that didn't feel right. So I'm like, okay, sex is a bad thing. And then from my dad telling me girls are going to ruin your life, don't fuck with them. Now it's even more, oh, this is a bad thing. So I think like just creating like a sense of shame in me for like natural desires and something that God created, right? So like that was like a complicated thing.
Right.
And I think like meeting my wife and, you know, actually like feeling safe with somebody and having like genuine love there has like healed that tremendously.
Well, can you walk us through like your proposal to marriage situation? So you guys met, you're in the RV, you move over to Kansas.
Yeah. So we actually met. This is what's crazy is I got a homie named Tay, and that's my dog, man. Shout out Tay. He makes music too. Taya on all platforms. Yeah. He had a friend named Sky that Faith, that's my wife's name, Faith, was friends with, and Tay was always telling me, bro, Faith Crane, bro, like you gotta get with her, blah blah blah. And Sky was always telling her the same thing about me, and we're just like, whatever. We've never met. I don't know who this person is. Whatever, fuck off, right? And when I moved to New Mexico after I dropped out, when I'm moving away, I threw like a going away party, and it was just like for the homies, right? And Sky was like, hey, I'm gonna pull up. I'm like, cool. And I see her get out the car. And I see someone else get out the car, and they're walking up the driveway, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Right. And it was my wife now, but I'm like pissed drunk. Right. So I just walk up to her and I'm like, you're my beer pong partner. Like, let's play, let's do it. And so that's how we met, was literally just at that going away party. And we stayed in touch when I was gone. And then when I came back home, I was doing like a little interview thing for my music, and I didn't have a car. So I just put on my story. I was like, who can give me a ride to this interview? And she slid up and was like, I can take you. And I was like, all right. And so I said yes. And then I didn't leave her house for like a week. And we've been together ever since then.
And that was it.
Yeah. And so when I proposed to her, we went to Glenwood Springs in Colorado, which is like fucking hot springs, and they got like a vapor cave, that naturally occurring vapor cave. It's super sick. And we went to like, it was sick. And fucking, I had this ring burning a hole in my pocket, man. I'm like, I had it in my pocket the whole time because I didn't know. I got to pick the right moment. And I had this whole poem in my head that I had come up with. And so I'm like, hey, I came up with this poem. Can I read it to you? And she like had no idea it was coming. And so basically, I don't even remember how it went, but the last rhyme rhymed with marry me. And so at the very last line, I get on my knee and I'm like, so will you marry me? And then she starts crying. I start crying. Everybody's crying. And so, yeah. And then we got married a little while after that.
And the rest is history. And now he brings her up on stage and makes out with her and dance with it. It's so cute. It's so cute.
Hell yeah.
So what's next for you after these 2 big tours you're about to do? More tours? What's the goal?
Shows on shows, man. Merch on merch. We're working on creating this subscription for my audience, and we're calling it the Clubhouse because my movement is Dropout Club. So it's basically the Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And it's like basically for a small price each month, you get early access to all the merch drops, all the shows. You get behind the scenes content no one else gets. And I'm also giving an unreleased song every single week. So, you know, and I'm getting on there doing live Q&As. So we're working on getting that subscription set up to really just go deeper with Dropout Club, go deeper with all my fans, and, you know, really build that relationship and be able to what's the word I'm looking for? I guess just go directly to them, because social media with the algorithms, like, you know, they might not even see it and all this bullshit. And so it's like being able to go directly to them, build deeper connections with the people who give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? Right. And build the shows, just keep going. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, man. It's cool.
Hell
Fucking
yeah.
Great story, man.
Man, appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you guys for having me, for real.
A lot of soul, man.
I literally, the night at Abe's show when I first met him, I was like, oh, you got to come on the pod.
Yeah.
And here you are.
Let's go.
Just out here manifesting things.
You got to come do a show, dude.
Yeah, I would love to, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show.
It's dope.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Thanks for coming out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.